So we almost died in Breckenridge. You want to tell that story? I mean, like what was going on?
We almost died and we didn't. That's the story.
Road trips always sound like a good idea until you're about halfway to where you're going.
So we leave the restaurant and then
our friends call us and they're like, we hit an animal. So we're just a little bit behind them. And so we pull up and they hit a prairie goat, a.k.a. a pronghorn.
it was like, it's going that way, and then it changed directions, and then it went right in the car.
And Jackson's trying to convince me to cut the head off of this pronghorn and take it with us. And like I got a knife in the truck. Like I can do it. I know how to do it. I'm a country boy, can't survive. I got a fucking ranch. I know what to do. Like, trust me. And you can see the other 5 pronghorns just walking along the side of the road like, well, Charles fucked up. And I learned that my 2-year-old, soon-to-be 3-year-old daughter is no fear whatsoever.
None.
You know, lately you've been sleeping in like warm-ups in a neck brace. What's going on with that? Like, you know,
it's a neck wrap.
Okay, whatever.
And there's eucalyptus and lavender in it.
This is what I thought I was gonna go to sleep every night with this lady in lingerie and stuff like that, and like no, it's like sweatpants, face cream, and neck wrap. Is that what
you wanted me to record a reel? Like you need to record one of those reels of like what he thought he was marrying, what he's really marrying, and I was offended by that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
It takes a lot of maintenance for a woman to look good. I get it. You can't just go to sleep with your makeup on. You got to have like face cream and
face cream, and I that's the first time I've ever used those little eye patchy things. Though.
Yeah, well, I sleep with a nose strip, so there it is. You know,
we look handsome.
Yeah,
we're a handsome couple.
We're taking care of ourselves.
I'm gonna put those little eye patches on you though, and you're gonna love them.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Well, horror, matey.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like a pirate. Eye patches.
Not like that. Just
it took you a minute to get that joke. That's disturbing. There was a laugh, and then it kicked in like a heavier laugh. Like
yeah. It works like that sometimes.
So, so we almost died in Breckenridge. You want to tell that story? I mean, like what was going on?
We almost died and we didn't. That's the story. No, it snowed a lot. Like when they said it was going to snow 4 feet, I thought they were being facetious.
Me too.
I was like
who snows 4 feet? That seems like a lot.
It's already this high.
Yeah.
But they were serious, and it snowed 2 feet in one night. And then we were like, hey, let's go drive in it before they closed the roads down. So we did.
So we went to a long
day.
Yeah. We went to Breckenridge for spring break with our friends, the Greehes. We have joint custody of their son. They have joint custody of our son, Asher. And their best friends, Grayson and Asher. And so we decided to go on vacation with them. They invited us. They rented an Airbnb in Breckenridge. And I have been to Breckenridge maybe 2011, 2012, a long time ago for a mortgage retreat. So we're like, all right, fine. So we this was an action-packed adventure. So buckle up.
Action-packed.
We put Asher in their vehicle and we drove my truck there. And
we were on the fence about driving my Escalade.
Yeah, thank God we didn't.
High-profile tires or theirs.
Low profile. You always say that. It's low-profile tires. High profile is what like Puff Daddy is right now.
Okay.
And so...
you did that. But you did.
But did he do it?
But you did. Anyways.
But so...
We didn't take my profiled car.
Yes, low-profile tires. So...
Okay.
Amy's got an Escalade with like 24s on it, you know.
Gangster.
And so, anyway, we took my truck, which is a F-250 diesel, and I'm like, you know, I like road trip once a year. We usually fly places, like we're flying to Cabo this weekend, but usually we take one road trip a year, and it's usually Colorado.
Because we're scarred for life after that, and we're like, not doing that again. And then 365 days later, we're like, let's try it again.
Let's try it again, and you know. And road trips always sound like a good idea until you're about halfway to where you're going. And so, so we take a road trip to Colorado and we leave Dallas. We stopped in Amarillo. So if you're like drawing across the map, we're about halfway to the halfway point in Amarillo. And we stopped at this place called the Big Texan. And it's the place where like, if you can eat this like 100-ounce steak, then you can get it for free. Right. And this like Chinese dude gets up there and he's all kissing his muscles. This motherfucker ate less than my 2-year-old, bro. Like he was up there flexing like he was going to be somebody. It reminded me of that
Oh
like
my
fight
gosh.
scene, that reel that's a fight, and this guy's like doing all these flips and everything else, and the guy just walks up to him and punches him in the face and knocks him the fuck out. It's like all that flash dancing. But anyway.
But the best part is somebody actually has done that, and she's like this teeny tiny girl.
Yeah, there's a chick about your size that's ate 3 of them in one setting. Ate 3 of those fucking steaks.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah. Not 3 separate times. She ate 3 of them.
I don't know how like
this
everything
fucking
stays
lady, I
intact
forget her
until,
name, but this lady's fucking eating them with her hands, just fucking shoving it in. It's like she was loving the meat. You know what I'm saying? So we leave this place.
Shook by that.
We leave this place. I know, right? And I thought she was going to be some big person, you know? And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I thought she was going to be like this big person. But no, she's like a little tiny thing, man.
Yeah. So we leave the restaurant, and then
our friends call us, and they're like, "We hit an animal."
and we're like, "Yeah,
yeah." Like, what does that even mean?
Like, I don't know what to do.
And Amy's on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, that must be you guys up here, because we're just a little bit behind them, because they only got to gather 2 kids, we had to gather 3, so we're just a little bit behind them." And so we pull up, and they hit a prairie goat, aka a pronghorn. And this thing, first of all, if you don't know about pronghorns, they're
about
native,
size of like a whitetail deer.
They're a little bit about the same size as a whitetail deer, but they're native to North Texas, like North Texas, not Dallas, but like Amarillo, Panhandle, and like New Mexico, southern Colorado area. These are the second fastest land mammal in existence. The cheetah is the only thing faster than a pronghorn, right? Thanks to my 12-year-old's research on the internet. And this thing runs out in front of Chris's car. Chris smashes it because it just like happened so fast.
It was like, it's going that way, and then it changed directions, and then it ran right in the car.
So we pull up, Grayson's upset, and Asher, he seems fine. Like, he's like, yeah, what are you doing? He's like, I was asleep, I don't know. And so,
yeah.
but it pretty much totaled their car. And Jackson's trying to convince me to cut the head off of this pronghorn and take it with us. And, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for this meddling lady, right? The lady's like calling, I would have cut its head off and taken it with me and had it in a process.
With machete.
Like I got a knife in the truck. Like I can do it. I know how to do it.
You do?
A country boy can't survive. I got a fucking ranch. I know what to do. Like, trust me. There are a lot of tools under that back seat, by the way. You just don't really, the back seat flips up. There's coveralls, tools, jacks.
It flips up?
Yes. There's all sorts of shit under there.
Okay, I have faith in you now.
Yeah, it's a ranch truck. It literally has a ranch logo on it. How could it have, not have, anyway. So,
I don't know.
So this lady shows up, nicest lady ever, and she's a correctional officer at the local prison there. And
I didn't know that detail. That's why she was so helpful.
Yes, and so she called the police and called the animal control people, and I was like, damn it, I would have kept that pronghorn. It was beautiful,
man.
And you can see the other 5 pronghorns just walking along the side of the road, like, well, Charles fucked up. And so they were though, right? They were over there.
Charles off the fence again.
They had to run back into town. Thank God we were only about 20 minutes outside of Amarillo. So the lady drove them to the airport. They got a rental car and they met us back in Colorado Springs. Stayed there, had a great week, went snowmobiling. And I learned that my 2-year-old, soon to be 3-year-old daughter is no fear whatsoever.
None.
Now, none of my kids are really fearful of things, but like the girl is a savage.
She's as gung-ho as it.
We rode a roller coaster. She didn't give a shit. We rode snowmobiles with her brother holding on to her. No seatbelt, no nothing to hold on to, just her brother holding on to her. She's cool.
Yeah.
Like on the side of mountains, she's cool. Like never, just a total little badass lady. And, but the day we're leaving, it snowed. And when we're leaving, we make a right out of this neighborhood, and immediately you start going up the mountain, and there's cars like covered in snow parked on the side of the road.
Like at every turn, there's a car that's stuck, and we're like, oh my God.
She's from Arizona, I'm from Texas, so we don't even know what snow looks like, okay? Let alone how to drive on it. But I put the truck in 4-wheel drive, and we're making our way up through the mountains and everything else.
And mind you, he's trying to get out of the house fast, so none of us have eaten breakfast.
Yep.
And so we're all like, one to eat breakfast. I'm like, I don't have anything with us. If we get stranded, like we're screwed.
We're screwed if we get stranded.
That was my thinking. Like the
Mine
mom
too.
Thinking us being like fed and water and everything. We had a case of water.
I had water.
But like Sour Patch Kids and some Funyuns.
Yeah.
But like
maybe a Slim Jim.
The sustenance and the Stewman got me. Yeah, no.
And so I'm following an Amazon car, right? Like an Amazon, one of those electric Amazon trucks. So I'm like, cool. If this guy can drive it, I can drive it.
It was a hotel shuttle.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. The
Yeah.
Amazon car came later. So I'm following. Thank you for correcting me on camera.
You're welcome.
And so I'm following the Amazon or the hotel. But I'm like, if this dude can do it, I can do it. So I'm four-wheel drive. We make it through there and we get up to this place and we go and we're driving like 30 miles an hour for like an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. And then the road just ends. It's just so covered in snow that you cannot go another foot forward without like risking death.
And thank goodness the gentleman who had told us, nah, we got to turn around, was who it was. Because if it had been somebody else, he'd have been like, no, we're going. But it was a guy, Colorado plates. This dude comes out in a snowstorm in shorts.
Yeah, he's wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah. Knows what he's doing. Yeah, if he says we can, okay, we're
if he says that we should turn around, it's probably a good idea. You know, he's wearing like sandals and it's like 20 below.
Yeah.
And so we turn around, then we go to the next place. It's about another 45. We get to reroute on Waze. It's about another 45-minute drive, and there's a jackknife semi falling off the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And all the police got the road blocked down. So I told Amy, I was like, fuck it, let's just go back to Breckenridge. So that road shut down.
Yeah.
We can't get back to Breckenridge.
Yeah.
And so we're like
trying to find an Airbnb, but then like our service isn't going because it's spotty in and out of the mountains.
So 4 feet of snow, don't know how to drive on the snow, no food, 3 kids, a wife, a truck that's never seen snow. So I don't know how it's going to function. And I'm like, man, if we like break down and it snows 4 foot, that's going to cover our truck. Nobody's ever going to find us. We're all going to die. Fuck.
The one good thing was we had a full tank of diesel.
We did have a full tank of diesel. And so I'm like, I have it. And I got paid $10,000 to speak at an event we're leaving on a Thursday. I got $10,000 that I got paid to speak at a local event in Dallas that Friday. So I gotta show up at that event or I'm gonna have to give the guys 10 grand back, right? Vacation was already expensive. I'm not trying to add another 10 grand to it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, fuck it. We got to power through it. So we go back where the jackknife semi was. They'd moved it out of the way and we drove this road to just, it was crazy. And we finally, by the time there was one gas station, we stopped at that gas station. The line to the bathroom was like 30 minutes. That's how many people. And it was all Texans just trying to get back to Texas. Yeah,
and it all routed us on the same like little rickety road.
So we finally got to Colorado Springs, got on the other side of Colorado Springs, and all of a sudden it was just like there was.
Yeah, because it had shot us way over straight going east towards Kansas and Colorado instead of going like down through. We didn't even go through New Mexico.
Yep.
We just hit straight over, like we were almost at the Kansas border.
And we drove. This was the coolest thing to me as a land guy. Like we drove 150 miles with no town, no gas station, no stoplight, no stop sign, all with one fence. The same type, with one fence. Somebody owned 150 miles of fucking highway.
Impressive.
It was fucking crazy.
There was high fence.
And there was it was a low fence. That wasn't a high fence. There was no cattle on the land. It was just somebody's like, it had to have either been like a Native American reserve or Ted Turner or something like that. It was crazy. And so, or a federal wildlife park or something like that. Right. And so, but the problem is there's no gas stations either. And we're like burning for 100, I think it said 109 miles and there were no gas stations, no towns, like East Colorado is like Kansas. It is just flat and there is nothing going on out there, period. We stopped and had dinner for the first time for the day. We stopped and had dinner in a gas station and there was a lady, we'll call her Thelma, and she's just sitting over in the corner and everybody who walks through the gas station to come into the gas station, she's like, oh, hey, Monaco. Hey, Kate. Oh, darling, how you doing, Sylvia? She knows fucking everybody.
I'm going to help you milk those cows.
Yeah, that's what she said to the lady on the way out. I didn't come by to help you milk those cows. I asked the lady, I said,
how many you got? Okay. They had like a northern accent like Bobby's mom.
Yeah, they did.
Bobby's world. Oh, the cows. Yeah.
Yeah, like Rhode Island or something. And,
it was like
so
Minnesota.
We're at this gas station. We get some diesel. We eat hamburgers. They cook, it's really good food, actually. We eat there. And I asked the lady, I said, where are we close to? How far are we from Oklahoma? She goes, Oklahoma? Oh no, we're up here in Kansas. Kansas is about 60 miles that way. Oklahoma is about 95 miles that way. She's pointing south, and I'm like, shit, we're like, because your family's from Kansas, so we're used to going up there. I was like, wait, we're not even close to Texas. We're fucking 2 states away. Kansas, fuck. We're never gonna get home. And then, meanwhile, snowstorm in Breckenridge. This place is not even raining. It's beautiful. But meanwhile, in Texas, there's tornadoes and hail going on at our house.
We like cut in between from one like giant blizzard snowstorm. We got beautiful sunshine, just hit another weather system where there was tornado warning at the house.
And by the way, the panhandle,
one day,
the panhandle of Oklahoma, when we cut through it, it's beautiful. I would have never expected that. Oklahoma is a beautiful state anyway.
It's really nice.
But the panhandle was actually it was like kind of semi-mountainous. It was very like the foothills of the Rockies, very beautiful. I wouldn't have expected that. So 9 hours later, we're back in Amarillo, which is about a 5-hour drive, by the way. Yeah, it's a little crazy. We got home at 1 a.m. I blew my fucking streak on the G-Code app. I had a 1,700-day streak that I blew because I drove that day and didn't make it home in time.
In bed, you finish it out for the day.
Yeah.
And you never go to bed past midnight.
Never.
You never missed.
And we got home at 1, screwed up my whole streak. Yeah, I'm still a little. I thought about calling my tech and being like, you got to restore mine and fix it. But, I just deal with the consequences. And so, but we made it back, and the storm in Texas was already gone, so it was a good time. So you tired?
It was still there, but it was, don't call me out on my tiredness. I am tired. I'm always tired. Anyway, we made it back.
Maybe you need a bigger neck brace.
What?
Maybe you need a bigger neck brace, some more warm-ups.
It's not a brace. It's a wrap. Lovely. I'm gonna put that thing in the microwave till it's perfectly toasty with all the eucalyptus just emanating from it, and then I'm just gonna sneak and put it on you. And you're gonna be like, no, what is this? And you're like, wait, this is very, very soothing and comfortable. And I'm gonna just keep it there. And it was like, I know. I actually have 2, so we could do that.
I'm good.
No, you don't though. You don't know. It's okay. I'll help you.
But that was a great event. And the guy goes, how many of you here have heard of Ryan Stewman? And like 0 people raise their fucking hand, which I like, because that's like, oh, cool. I get to blow these people's mind. They don't know me. This is going to be great. You know what I mean? So spoke, had a good time. Saturday, went to the ranch. So, and here we are. That was last week, huh?
Week before.
It was the week before.
It was the week before last.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a couple of days, Stewman.
All right. 11 day. You're right, because I got an 11-day streak on my. But we managed the road with ultimately 5 kids, because Grayson, and things went pretty well. There was one point where Harlan was being a little rambunctious, and Amy was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. It's like probably the fact she's been in the fucking truck in a car seat for 15 hours.
She was really good considering the circumstance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to do a coaching call with my man Alex Corona, and the kids are in the back seat singing like 99 bottles of beer on the wall or some shit, man. It was like so hard to focus. In and out of service. This is the worst coaching call forever. I owe you an extra one, Alex. So, but he's got kids, so he's like, dude, I get it. It's cool. Thank you for taking my call on your vacation. He
understood. And you know what we get to do tomorrow?
Baseball.
Baseball date night. Are you ready for it? I'm ready for it.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Last week we didn't do date night. I said, fuck it, I ain't going. I had to lay it down. Didn't go.
You had a thing that you were doing. This is what's so amazing, is that we've trained our kids so well. Colton, he wasn't having it last week. He was not. Last week he was so upset that when we were going to business, he's like, but wait. It's date night. And he does hand signals and all. And he is very, very demanding. Like, but it's date night. Like, no, you can't. We have to go with him. Like, it's no, like
you're not going to get your date this week. That's what he said.
It was unacceptable. He's like, but it's date night. I'm like, you got me.
Yeah.
I got my chair, and I come with my Stanley with Topo Chico and lime, and just have a party by myself. It's a great time. It's very relaxing at 5:30 with the sun going down and a little breeze.
And I'll go tomorrow without you if you got stuff to do, because we having date night Friday and Saturday in Cabo this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Hey, okay, so you're making up for last week.
I'll make up for it.
I'll pretend like you planned that.
You're overcomplicating a situation that's very simple.
I'm a woman.
Okay. Touche.
Because I'm very methodical in everything I do, so thinking like, You missed something. You
Yeah,
missed
no, you can stay
something.
home tomorrow,
Okay.
and I'll explain to Colton that we have date night Friday, and that he ruined.
He is going to ask
And
for
I'll
an
be like,
explanation
listen,
the
dude, you
entire
ruined this shit
25-minute
for me,
drive.
okay? Just get in the
It's going to
fucking
be
car.
great. It's going to be the most liberal, like, you know, when kids ask you 50 questions, this time it's cute because it's like he's very, very adamant about our date night. He respects it. He knows it. It's very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's just glad to be a part of it too. He's like, maybe they'll take me out.
Yeah.
But Colton, so we get credit cards. We get report cards yesterday.
I know.
So Jackson, my oldest, gets great grades, you know, and Asher, he got decent grades. He got a couple of 70s, so I need to work on. Colton, he got the grades of somebody who gives zero fucks about school. And I ask him,
6.
Yes, add 6. Like, no, he'll be 7 here in a couple. By the time y'all watch this, he'll be 7. And he gives zero shits about school. Don't like it. He's like me. Don't like it. Don't want nothing to do with it. Could care less about it. Don't think he needs it.
He's a 65-year-old man in a 6-year-old's body.
That's how I was too.
And he will sit there and like, yesterday, we're here and I'm walking down the stairs and we're going down to the snack closet because we're trying to fix the router because the Wi-Fi in the building is down. So we're going, and then something happens, and it's like, yeah, Colton. And then we're all kind of chuckling because it's, you know, we're making a joke. And then Beto, awesome guy who's over here mopping, Beto starts looking and laughing. You know, Colton looks at Beto and goes, "You be quiet." So, like a 45-year-old, 50-year-old man. You be quiet. Serious. Stone cold straight face.
He did not even like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start calling him Napoleon.
Yeah.
Like it's like because he's a respectful. He has a respect for authority, but he will question it all day long. Be like, "Are you sure you want me to read that book?"
Well, I was the same way.
Does Sally know the best? But does Sally know right and wrong the best? Does she?
I was the same way though. Like I was like, man, I don't think this teacher is the epitome of what success looks like. Like, you know, like, and I didn't come from a successful family, but I'm like, I don't think this lady teaching me this shit has life figured out.
Don't tell Colton
any
of this.
He's me. So
I know.
So I asked him yesterday. I take him to his play therapist lady because we just tried everything that we got.
We're trying everything to get him to just be this like obedient.
And Amy's like, "You take him. I'm done with him, right?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll take him."
I did not say it like
yes,
that.
that's how it went.
That's not what I said.
She's polite and daintily, but that was the assertion of it.
Okay, continue.
And so I take him to play therapy, and I was like, "Bro, we got to get these grades up or whatever. What? I'm not on to you, but like, what's the deal with school, man? You know?" And he's like, "I'm tired." And I'm like, "So you're tired? Do you need to go to bed early?" He goes, "No, I'm just tired of school." I'm like, he's like, "They just have us do stuff. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Yeah, it's boring, right?" Like okay, all right. I mean, I can't argue with that. I'm like, I get it.
So you, it's like the good cop, bad cop. Okay. Like, so you're like, I get it. And with me, I'm like, I get it. But however, these are all things that are very important. And I try and show him how you use math, how you use English.
Well, I explained to him, you got to get own math to count money, you know, and I ask him what you're going to do when you grow up, and he's like, "I'm just going to work for you." It's like, well, I don't hire dumb people, you know, you got to be good in school, you know, and he's like, "Well, you'll just teach me." And I was like, "Oh, fuck," you know.
Great objection.
You know, and you got to think they're little rich kids, you know, and so it sounds weird to say that, but he is like a little rich kid. So he's probably like, you know, I just learned stuff from my dad. He seems to have things figured out. You know, people come to him for answers. I'll come to him for answers.
And it's a fine line because so I grew up like we did not talk about money at all. We did not talk about it. I didn't know what a Mercedes was until I was 14 in my like bougie school. And with you talk about it all the time. And so it's like, and I like that they know, but at the same time, I want to make sure they have perspective. And they're just like, "Why is your house so small?" Or something like that.
He does say shit like that too, you know.
Like, no.
"Why are you poor?" Or like he'll ask you, you know, or he'll ask you why you're out of shape, you know, "Why are you fat? Why are you poor?" Like, because those are things that, like, you know, he knows that we value in our family.
This is
he's not trying to be mean. He's just really inquisitive.
When we were driving to Colorado, we stopped at this awesome little, like, middle of nowhere little bar and grill. And this was probably about like 1,000 people in this town. It was very Colorado, very, very artsy, very, very character to the nines. It was so much fun. It was so cool. Go in there and get
I don't remember any of this, but I'm listening.
I have photos, and there's the pool tables, and the people. There was like maybe 5 people in there, and we had burgers.
Oh, that place, yes.
So we had burgers, and it was so sweet. We're sitting there, we're enjoying the fact that we're like 50 miles from the Airbnb.
That's where we kept having to turn around too in Hartselle or whatever. Yes, that's where we turned around like 3 different times. Yeah.
But it was awesome. We had these amazing bison burgers and some beers.
It's right outside of South Park.
Beautiful.
Literally, it's the next city over from South Park, Colorado. Yes.
It was awesome. And there were these 2 people in there. They were probably, I would say, like late 20s. Very Colorado and mountain people. And they just
very liberal.
To Asher and Colton and help them like learn how to play pool with them. It was so cool. And the girl turns around, and me and Ryan didn't say anything. It's so sweet and so cute. And that, because, little kids versus 20-year-olds like this, you don't know how patient they're going to be, how much they like kids, but they were so accommodating and warm all the way. Me and Ryan get in the car, and I'm like, man, I was so terrified the whole time Coleman was playing pool with that girl, because she had a couple like acne scars on her face.
She had a bunch.
I was just terrified.
She had a bunch.
Coleman was going to be like, what's wrong with your face?
Yeah,
I was like, whoo. And so I was being super nice to her, trying to like up the ante of just her being comfortable. So if anything,
Amy was creating insurance.
Yeah. So if anything was said, that it was like, okay, well, these are nice people, though. He's just,
just a
we
little
were
kid.
definitely like the city people that didn't belong.
Yes.
We didn't want the cherry on top of the kid being like, what's wrong with your face?
Yeah.
So, but it was fine. Nothing was said. Pool was wearing his beautiful afternoon. They had some ice cream. We had some burgers and beers. It's great.
And again, he's a very respectable young man, but he's going to ask what's on his mind.
He's so inquisitive and very blunt and has no filter.
He wouldn't have said
so well in the future.
Yeah, he wouldn't have said, "Why are you ugly?" or anything like that.
No,
he would have just said, "What's on your face?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I remember thinking the same thing. I was like, "It's coming, it's coming."
Man, all of them, like, I was too. I was so worried.
Yeah, the fuck I do. I played baseball. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I haven't seen you. I was fucking your age, first of all. Right? Like, of course you didn't see me, You weren't even a twinkle in your mom's eye yet, son.
So next Monday, they don't have school. We'll have to record and bring him on.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
We'll have to get insight straight from
So he's going through this phase where he don't like the camera. 2 weeks ago, he was always trying to get in my Instagram stories, and now lately he's like, no photos. And I'm like, who the hell are you? Like, what is that Ed Sheeran song, Antisocial? No photos. Right? Like, he's just like, he's not trying to hear it all of a sudden. Remember that time that you wanted a dog? And I was like, you got a dog. And you said you would go up in a reading grade, and you did. Well, because you had a goal, so you need to set a goal for that. And it was like, that goal means for me to not be on your ass. All right, like let's just get that handled. And he's like, I got it. I'm sorry, I'll work harder. Then we got Jax, who gets good grades, but Jax has been in the hospital and been sick for the last 4 or 5 days. He's fine now. But God, dealing with this mom, man, nice lady, but holy shit, she's like panic stricken and just.
It's different personalities. We're so on like a boom boom get stuff done solution oriented.
She's an overthinker.
We don't wallow in stuff. We don't like we're fast movers. And so anybody that questions and freaks out, we're like, I can't function with that.
Yeah,
we have a lot.
We think we've moved on, and then she's like back into this situation. She's like, okay, so what exactly does he gargle? It's like right. It's just, and so anyway, we have to deal with that. But Jackson's fine now. I tried to get him an IV because he has strep, was dehydrated, and none of my friends would give him an IV that own IV places because they were like, dude, we love you. Our insurance, if something went wrong, man, it would hurt us. Like, am I gonna fucking snitch? You know what I mean? And they're like, dude, it's just like...
Is there laws with age? I never...
There probably is, and plus their needles are made for grown-ass adults. That probably is not ideal for...
point, bigger.
So we had to actually send them to the hospital to get an IV, which, I put on his mom's tab, so I'm not really worried about it, but...
you think?
I'm not paying for it.
Well, bill's coming to our address, sugar.
Somebody paid. She should have paid for it as the emergency.
The magic person who answers the mail and the bills.
Well, we'll see.
That is good.
It was at Children's Hospital, so I'm sure she'll get the bill.
I don't know.
She probably could write my fucking name though. Anyway, but he ended up being better. So that's what's been going on in the Stewman house, But we, after all of that, we're going to Cabo this weekend.
Yeah.
Just Friday and Saturday. Come back Sunday. So we get 2.5 days down there. We get to Cabo at like 10 a.m. and just hang out at the resort for a couple of days. No kids. Lately our kids been sneaking in our room in the middle of the nights, and she's dressed like grandma now, and I got a kid when I wake up in the morning. I'm trying to gotta go all the way to Cabo to get laid. So
like a older mom.
Like a great grandma. So I wake up in the morning, I'm like, good morning, beautiful. She's like, hey, Sonny. Right? Fuck.
That did not.
Feels like.
Yes. Like that.
No, this for that. I did teach this past weekend, I did teach Asher to drive a tractor with a lawnmower on it, a full-size tractor. So he drove the tractor for about 5 minutes 2 weekends ago, but I attached the lawnmower to that thing. And this little guy, now he's not little, he's a big kid. This dude gets a bush hog on the back of a Kubota tractor, and he starts mowing the back 5 acres of the land. Somewhere along the line, he ran over something and caught the whole fucking yard on fire. I don't know how that even happened, but I put it out, and he just stops. He just pulls over the tractor and turns it off and goes, and there's fucking flames blazing up. I don't even know what happened or what caused it, And I'm like, I'm on a little zero turn mower, so I'm like, trying to get over there, and I just run over it, and I spread the grass everywhere with the wind so that the fire goes out, right? I get back to the house and I tell Amy this, and she goes, that's not a very bright idea to run over fire in a lawnmower carrying fuel. And I was like, we'll be on this phone.
Yeah. And a combustible with a combustible.
So, and then I taught my 6-year-old Colton to drive the zero turn mower, and I'm teaching him, this is how you mow. You go straight down, turn, zero turn, and then come straight back. And so we did it like 4 or 5 times, and he's got it. As soon as I step off, some motherfucker doing figure 8, fucking across the thing and shit. So I end up mowing the other 4 acres, and in the front by myself. I mowed some of it with the tractor. Because once Asher caught that shit on fire, I was like, listen, you get on the zero turn, I'll get on the tractor and finish it out.
Yeah.
And so good times. I don't even know if you knew all that, but hey, Nelly.
And now I do. Best news. So happy I know.
But I think that's like the cool thing about being a parent is, we take them, we would test the little girl out, doing all the tubing and snowmobiling and roller coastering in the mountains in Breckenridge. And then we test the 11-year-old out while the 12-year-old's in the hospital. We got the 11-year-old on the tractor, figuring out how to drive it. And, he drove it, kicked the clutch, changed the gears, worked the bucket. Like, when you city folks that don't own a tractor, there's like 15 moving parts to running a brush hog. Okay. So you got to adjust the bucket right. That's why I got a bleeding ear over here. But that's an old different story, but you got to adjust the bucket right and then get it off the ground and get it set up. Then you got to put the tractor in the gears. You got a clutch and a front brake and a back brake and a gas. Then you got a lever that you got to pull up for the bush hog. Then you got the rabbit and the turtle throttle speeds over here. Then you've got the adjustment for how high you want the bush hog to be right here.
Is it actually called the rabbit and the turtle?
That's the throttle. And then the speed. And the throttle's over here, the speed. Then you got the throttle. Then you've got the forward and reverse. So like, I don't know how many different levers I just identified here, but probably 10. And so it's a lot to work. And that's a low maintenance tractor. Our John Deere's got about another 5 levers on it because it has other attachments and things that work on it as well. But Asher's just over there running that motherfucker. He just over there. Like, I showed him one time and he's like, got it all figured out. He's like, I got it. Are you sure? I got it. Okay.
Well, you couldn't. Wow.
And he did. So the first couple laps I mowed with them because I didn't want them to run over the fence because man and tractor, they're not the sharpest turners. And if you're not careful, that bucket will take the whole damn fence down. And so the bucket, for those of you that don't know, is the little attachment on the front that scoops dirt, just for clarification. And we're mowing through these trees, which I got to trim, and the bucket catches a limb and it comes back and knocks my glasses off my face, my hat off my face, cuts my ear all the way open, cuts Asher. The dude just like, he's like, like knock the shit out of us, right? But
extreme tractoring.
But we survived.
Extreme mowing.
So I got to get out there. You need the house to hurry up and be done. I got to get out there with the pole saw and trim those trees to where they're at least tractor height. So if you're watching this and you want to come work on the ranch, we could use somebody to come out there and help us mow and trim trees and move. So if you've got tractor skills, skid steer skills, or chainsaw skills, and move.
Like you just slid that in there.
I meant move the sticks after we cut them, right? So we've got all the equipment to do that. But if you want to come out and do some ranch work, leave a comment below and we'll look at your resume. So if you want to come and bleed and probably cut your hands and
we'll make a pot of chili.
Yeah, you'll have to sign a waiver though, because I ain't paying for your hospital bills. Get fuck up.
There we go.
You're ranching's rough.
Ranching? Yeah.
We had 4 or 5 new babies though since last time we were there, baby cows. So it's nice. I caught a big ass crappie. I caught the biggest crappie I've ever caught before. It's probably 2-3 pounds. That's a big crappie.
I need to start just writing down all of these terms
So anything else you want to add about our life for this episode?
Anything?
I don't know that you guys maybe got any wisdom tips or value from this episode, but that's the story. This is Meet the Stewmans. This is what the fuck we've been doing. So, nice to meet you.
Well,
he's going to be hanging in our house.
Well, okay. Where?
Probably right over the door when you walk in. First thing you're going to see.
I have the antler chandelier. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah. Probably not. That's probably real antlers. Deer shed those antlers. They probably just preserve them. We find antlers on the ranch all the time where they like rub them against the tree. Kind of like how I scratch on my back. They scratch their head and they knock them up. And you can take them and you can bang them together during deer season, and another buck will show up thinking 2 bucks are fighting, and then he got a chance to fuck the doe while the other 2 are fighting, and then you shoot the buck. Yeah. It's the whole point. That's how you do it. You can clap them together, and then you ring them like that. It sounds like 2 deer hitting each other and fighting, and another buck will show up thinking that there's other 2 deer fighting, and he's got a chance with the female deer, and that's how hunters typically call deer. We're gonna make country girl out of her after all. No, she's gonna get it. We're gonna record a live episode of me teaching her how to skin a fish. It's coming. It's coming. No, it's still different than when you're fondling chicken or...
Can I wear my neck wrap?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll slice straighter.
You just get you an electric knife and go to town.
Oh,
it's delicious. So there's that.
I love eating fish.
Crappie's delicious. It really is. It's probably the best. It's like super white fish. So, and our lakes are always flowing. They're not stagnant ponds. So the water's fresh that's coming in and out of there from the creek and stuff. So you got good quality tasted fish, I would imagine. We were talking about that when Jackson killed a deer. Asher was over there cutting the deer up, and the deer in there, and Asher was over there cutting it and spraying it with the washer and all the water hose and stuff. He was one time, the first time I took Asher fishing, we were on Lake Texoma, and we caught all these fish, and we put them out there and we started hacking their heads off so we could skin them up. And Asher was like, "I thought we were taking those home as pets." Like, you rocked his world, bro.
And he almost got his hand chopped because he tried to
stop the guy. Yeah. Yeah.
He was cutting
It was Jeff Ducharme. Yeah, he was spraying the deer off. Yeah. So, hey, some episodes we're just going to be talking about our adventures. We might be doing some crazy shit in Cabo that we talk about next week on this. And maybe not. Maybe grandma here just like bundles up, lays in bed for 2 days. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Only on the beach for 2 days.
And
under umbrella. Heavily SDF.
I don't think we're going to go to the beach. It's Cabo. We'll probably stay at the pool.
Oh, yeah, we're not. We're on this side, not the other side. So, okay, yeah.
But, I mean,
there's a little snippet
you have a view of the
down.
beach. Well, you can go there, but you have a view of it. You just don't get in the water, and you can hang out there. But I like usually the Grand Bayless, the pool is the best anyway.
Okay.
So, all right, but y'all tune in next week. Hit the alarm on the video. Make sure you get notifications, subscribe, share this with somebody. If you were entertained, if you were like these two, they're funny, they're goofy, there's whatever. If you were entertained in any way, if you learned something about how to deal with kids, if you wish your children at 6 and 11 years old drove tractors, just make sure you share the episode and comment so we can get some engagement, and we'll see you next week.